Welcome. Welcome to our speaking circle. I imagine most of you are here because you want to increase your comfort in front of groups. And this work has called you because you know it's something about being your true self, being authentic, and not putting on a performance or a mask or covering up. It's about really being here with people who are listening. It was originated by Lee Glickstein. And what we're going to do today is that each one of you will have a couple of turns to be in front of the room and practice what we call relational presence. And relational presence is the practice of coming into the moment, being here now, and being with one person at a time. So you notice that I'm already being with one person at a time. When I'm speaking, I'm not looking up or down, I'm really with. So in a way, this is like the speaking circle. I'm receiving your energy, I'm being with you, and words happen to be in the moment. And you'll each get a chance to practice that a couple times. But a few instructions in order to make it safe and in order to guide you into this relational presence. The first instruction is to the listeners. The listeners, that's you in your seat. And the way that you listen to each person who takes a turn is with a deep respect. Kind of like an honoring, listening to maybe an essence quality that is already there. If they said nothing, you would be able to sense this person at their core and maybe their brilliance or their magnificence. So that's the way you get to listen. And if you never took a turn in front of the group, you'd be able, I think, to carry that practice out in the world and be able to start listening in a new way, maybe even in your own families, with your children. It's a kind of listening that is very precious. So you and your seats are doing the work of supporting each person up here, listening. And then when it's your turn to come up front, I'll invite you to be in the center of attention. And it's simply a being with the people who are offering their listening to you, one person at a time, noticing that. So we ask that you always take a breath so you can get here now, and that it's not about words, it's about allowing whatever comes through. It may be words. In fact, silence has a language of its own. And that's what we're focusing on here, is presence. So we encourage you to just stand, be with, and notice if words are arising and speak them. And if you do speak, it's always with. Remember what I said about the speaking circle? It's always with one person at a time. Full engagement. Full engagement with one person. So in a way, you're listening to people listening to you when you're in front. And the third guideline is privacy. You know, I think all of you know that when you're in a workshop, when you leave, you keep what was in the workshop confidential. You don't talk about it outside of the room. But here, we also ask you not to speak about what was said in front of the room to the person, or to each other, of course. But when you're in front of the room, we want to give you the permission, the safety to know that whatever words come through, whatever thoughts, as long as it's not critical about anybody in the room, that you've got freedom here, and that people aren't going to come up to you and talk to you, engage with your content, give you good advice, coach you. So you allow this kind of, let's say, kind of a private, nice soft wall around whatever was said up here, and leave it here the best you can. So you'll have 2 turns. The first turn is just to be in this new practice of relational presence and with. And the second turn, a little bit longer turn, will be followed by essence appreciation. I've already told you that the kind of listening has kind of an open-heartedness. So in your seat, you're already beginning to tune into what might be the essence of each person who takes a turn up here. Like we said, they could be speaking in a foreign language and you'd probably still be touched or awed or feel some kind of appreciation for who they are. You might call that the being or the essence, but who they are inside. And you get to offer an appreciation so that the person will call on you. You raise your hand and the person will call on you. And you simply, in 1 or 2 words, that's all it takes is 1 or 2 words, you give that gift of appreciation to the person. We ask you not to comment on their content. The appreciation is something for a deeper quality, not their words, not the content. And it'll be a 8-minute turn. The second turn will be 8 minutes, followed by appreciation. The first one will be a 3-minute turn. And when you have about 30 seconds more or less to go, I'll do this, which signals that it's time to finish up. And when you're finished, indicate some way, thank you, or I'm done, or I'm through. Some way indicate that you're done, and we will acknowledge you with applause. And that is something we do here, is to both, when I call your name, I'll ask the group to applaud, but it's more not just a pre-forma thing. It really is that you feel glad to, encouraging and happy that the person's going to get up front, and you're all part of the welcoming committee, you might say. Welcome. And so in a way, that's what this first applause is. And the second applause is notice that my hands are like this, and it's a little like, if we were silently applauding somebody, we would probably be bowing to them. But so you will applaud in gratefulness and giving gratitude to the person at the end of their turn. And at the end, there's that deep breath, and that's what is the signal of the end of your turn. But in a way, the turn keeps on going, because that's what moments do, and it will ask you to return to your seat. Good. I will model receiving now all of your applause, so you'll see what I'm asking for, and along with the breath I'll give.